Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. On tonight's episode, the article is going to be coming from dailystar.co.uk from the Weird News section. And the headline here is Looked Like a Werewolf Running Around, the Terrifying Dogman of Lincolnshire. It was written by Sophie Bateman, and it was published on the 12th of March, 2020. Exclusive. There have been reports of a giant dog-like creature in the region, dating back to the 1600s, and photos show something very strange could be going on. Lincolnshire locals have been terrorized by a huge dogman creature for hundreds of years, a paranormal expert says. Lee Solway, host of the Realm of the Supernatural podcast, told Daily Star Online there have been reports of a giant dog-like creature in the region, dating back to the 1600s. Mr. Solway says there was a particularly eerie encounter in 1995 when a local Grimsby official was notified by a security guard that something that looked like a werewolf running around had been spotted at a caravan park. When the man arrived on the scene to investigate, he found a van parked on the road, with no one inside. Terrified locals hiding nearby called out to him to run, saying a huge wolf with glowing eyes had chased off the previous guard. And this here is a picture of a tree that had been broken. And I guess they suspect that one of these creatures did this. But that is rather high up. It says a twisted tree in Willingham Woods, Market Raisin, that was found violently broken. But look how high up the tree that is. That's probably wind or something that did that. Because I don't know what could have got up that high just to break the tree. That's silly. The official never saw the creature, and the first security guard never returned to work. American cryptid fanatics have long documented sightings of the folkloric Dogman, even capturing said creature on camera. The legend is described as a 7-foot tall, blue or amber-eyed canine-like animal with the torso of a man and a fearsome howl. The first reported sighting of the Dogman in North America came in 1887, and there have been multiple accounts since then. Paranormal believers had a field day in 2018 when a mysterious creature was shot dead in a forest in Montana, puzzling scientists who couldn't work out what species it was. And this is a picture of that animal that was killed. Pretty interesting stuff. That image is courtesy of the Montana Fish and Wildlife and Parks. Photos of the animal's body show it had long dark gray fur, an elongated snout, and a big head. Experts said its ears were too large and its legs and torso too short for it to be a wolf, which are common in North America. Wolves haven't roamed the UK for about 500 years, so sightings of large wild dogs cause much more alarm here. Nick Redfern, a lecturer and journalist who covers unsolved mysteries such as Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and UFOs, confirms there have been a number of reported Dogman sightings in the UK. There was a spate of them in the summer of 2006, he wrote for Mysterious Universe. And this is a picture here of deer legs that were found on the road. It says the deer legs seen on the A18 near Humberside Airport. It was in late June of that year when all hell broke loose. Reports flew around Staffordshire, England's Cannock Chase woods, to the effect that nothing less than a fully grown wolf was wildly roaming the area. Early on the morning of June 28th, motorists on Junction 10A of the M6 motorway near Cannock jammed highways agency phone lines with reports of a wolf-like creature that was seen racing between lanes at rush hour. Motorists stared with utter disbelief as the 3-foot-long beast, described as grayish-black, racing between lanes, skillfully dodging cars before leaping for cover in nearby trees. There's evidence of other phenomena in Lincolnshire that seem to indicate strange activity in the area. Realm of the Supernatural co-host Finchy took a photo of two bloody deer legs strewn across the A18 near Humberside Airport, soon after a huge creature described as darker than night was spotted nearby. And that was that picture that we just looked at of the deer legs that was right up here. This photograph right here is the one he took. And supposedly this was taken right after a sighting of a large black wolf-like creature had been on the road running around. Mr. Solway also photographed a bizarre twisted tree in Willingham Woods, Market Raisin, that had been violently broken as though a large creature had swept past it. He doesn't buy many people's assumption that those who have sighted the Dogman were just on drugs. They'd be some very good drugs to let you see that. And the photograph they're talking about of the tree is the one we looked at in the beginning of the article. And that is the end of the article. So we're going to go back up and I'll show you that photograph of the tree once again. That the gentleman took. And here is that photograph again of the tree. You can see here, this is the spot obviously where the tree was broken. It looks like it was pulled down. You can see how this part of it here is sticking up this way. And it's got a little bend in it right there. That takes place when something grabs the tree up in this area here as it's standing straight up and pulls it downward. And it creates that. I've done that to many trees myself, much smaller than this obviously. But when I'm cutting down trees, I've done that myself. The thing that gets me about this photograph is look how high up the tree it is. I mean, this is ludicrous. This is the bottom of the picture, and it's still not even the trunk of the tree. The tree probably goes a little bit further down to here before it is on the ground. So that is a significant height. You're talking maybe 10 feet or more to that point in the tree where it was broken down. So whatever did that had to be very, very large if it was a creature. Very well could have just been the wind. But the only problem with the theory of it being the wind is this is not a dead tree. Look at the wood fibers there. That looks like a green tree to me. Look at the bark. That does not look like a dead standing tree that would be easy to break. That looks like a green tree. And with a green tree, it's much more difficult to break those. So that's definitely an interesting photograph. Wind could do it if it was a strong enough wind. But I don't know if it was windy there or not. Now this other photograph, this one here, I've actually covered this before on the show. This photograph here was turned in by the Montana Fish and Wildlife. And this is the creature that they actually found. They had this. This is on the back of someone's truck. And scientists looked at it and couldn't figure out what the hell it was. It was some weird species of animal that they didn't have any clue about. Now, I don't know if they ever eventually ID'd it or not, but it is certainly interesting. It is certainly wolf-like looking. Now, it doesn't really look like something that stands on 2 feet and runs around like a werewolf. It looks like a 4-legged animal. But it is interesting. It definitely looks canine. I mean, look at the snout and the teeth and the head. I mean, it looks like a dog-like species of some sort. Exactly what it is, I have no idea. And apparently the scientists didn't either when they looked at it. So it's hard to tell. I don't know if some DNA samples or something would provide an answer to that question. I don't know if they ever found one. I never looked back into it. But that is that photograph, and that's very interesting as well. So that is the article. What did you guys think of this one? Supposedly there were sightings of something running around that looked like a werewolf. Now the pictures that were provided weren't of something running around looking like a werewolf. This one supposedly was the deer legs right here, and something was running around on the road here, but that was a dark wolf-like creature too. Very interesting. It was also interesting that it took place in the Cannock Chase area because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in Cannock Chase. You've got werewolf sightings, dogman sightings, you've got UFO stuff that happens there, you've got vampire tales there and sightings, you've got ghosts, you've got all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm going to cover a story for paranormal news here soon that I have of a couple different sightings of a black-eyed ghost. It looks like a black-eyed kid, but it's a ghost. Very, very crazy tale. I'm either going to do that on paranormal news or actually do it on staring because there's a couple of different articles for it, and it's probably enough for a staring episode. So we might do that coming up as well. But yeah, Cannock Chase is a crazy place. So let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of the article and what you think of this. Do you think that there's a werewolf running around here somewhere in the Cannock Chase area? There's definitely been a lot of reports of it. Or do you believe that it is Dogman? That's always the big debate. Is Dogman a werewolf or is Dogman a separate creature? You have a lot of real hardline Dogman people that firmly believe that it's a separate creature. And then you have a bunch of them that believe that it's a werewolf, that that's what Dogman is a werewolf. I'm not sure myself. I'm not a huge Dogman researcher. I cover the stuff when it comes up, and I've done a couple shows talking about it, and I've had some researchers on that know a lot more than I do about it. It's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. I don't know if it's a werewolf or if it's like a creature like Bigfoot, but just in the canine family. I'm not sure. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I'm always interested to learn more about Dogman because this is a topic that is getting very, very popular, and a lot of people are coming forward with witness accounts about Dogman. So it's a really cool subject. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support. I hope you enjoyed the article, and I will catch you on the next one. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye bye.